if you look in the back of this foot here, you can see a slight colour change right here, and that's a telltale sign that all of this is going to peel away. I haven't done this yet, but look, you can see straight away that all of that is going to come away. You can actually see right down the foot. This is the Hoof GP.
And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you.
If you have access to a hose here, we're going to clean it up. To be honest, mostly for your benefit here. Although, to be fair, there's a lot of poop around right now. Not nice working in at all. Almost every cow that comes into the crush some days empties her bowels, and that is how you end up with a situation just like this. Right. So if you look from this angle, you can see that this one is clearly higher. This one, meaning this claw. That's partly why it's gone sore, and partly because she's not walking on it, because it's not wearing down. Cows are much more apt to go lame on their outer claws on their back feet, and that's usually why we do that big wide model that you can see me doing on this cow's foot. This is clearly just a routine trim here, but we do that wide model because they're more prone to lameness in that area. We do the more slight model in the inner claw like this, just to let the slurry disperse up between the two claws. But as you can see on this one, she doesn't have that model because she's not been trimmed in a couple of months. We try or aim to trim every cow roughly every 5 months, so she probably wasn't due it. And this, I think, actually to be totally honest, this could be a sole ulcer or it could be a white line. One thing for sure, we're just about to find out. So I'm concentrating on the outer claw here, clearly because it has more overgrowth or underwear than that inner claw. It's where the problem is, because of that extra height. So I'm removing it to try to balance both claws. But the inner one has a lot of loose hoof horn as well and isn't very level and flat. So I do that with the grinder while I've got it in my hand too. Lovely! And then it's time for the knife. Which is where the real work takes place. I say that, but it's, you know what, we're so in tune with the grinders now that it's incredible how gentle you can be. And so we could usually get to about this point. When it gets close to the corium like this and close to the problem, it is much nicer to use the knife though, because you can see it. You can't see through the blade of the grinder, obviously. Just thinking, she was code browning, as we say. Have I mentioned that we're doing a new book? I'm fairly sure I have, but Graham said earlier on that he wasn't sure if I had. We are in the midst of writing a new book and really enjoying it, the process. Well, I say in the midst, we've been doing it for about 9 months now. No, we've been doing it for longer, 11 months. And we're at the stage of designing the cover right now, so things are getting exciting. It's called Code Brown, by the way, that's why I was reminded. Right, see a wee bit of moisture in there actually. Take it slither at a time. Slither at a time. Another slither, another slither. Swap knives. So that I can swipe up the way a little bit more easily around here. That way I can get underneath that flap. Oh, not that flap. I can get underneath that flap right there. See that dark spot appearing? I always find myself veering away from those points because I know how accurate you need to be, and it makes me nervous. Noisy cow in the background, which isn't the cow in the crush, by the way, and swap back knives. Right, I want to get my fingers in behind here so that I can peel it away like this. And then I can gently just take a little bit at a time and keep putting pressure on it so that I can separate it with my fingers. I'm struggling a little bit from underneath, and that way now it's the cow behind me. Oh. I can't get my fingers in behind this bit, but I can get the blade of my knife, so I'll get that underneath that little flap of hoof horn and just prise it away. See a little bit of fluid there, so I'm going to work around there as well. Going to Italy, by the way, to do a trimming demonstration in the very north of Italy. It's not until November, but it should be really good. And we're actually doing a couple of stops throughout Europe trimming, which will be very different. And the kids are coming with us too, so that's extra cool. I don't mean these kids, by the way. Sorry, kids. Not you.
You'll need a video. I don't mind, I'll come. I can you You'll be fine yourself.
Aye, I'll be fine. So I use the back of the knife just to press down there and pry up. And that way I'm trying to push that really gentle hoof horn, that's really gentle, soft hoof horn and delicate hoof horn out of the way. So I'll clean out. Sorry I'm being so quiet, folks, I'm just really concentrating. Here's where all of the problems are, obviously. You can still see through that hoof horn. Because it's translucent, it really helps you understand what's going on underneath. These really do take a lot of time and patience. You want to just wheel it all off, as I say here, but you can't. Try and flick that away with the edge of my knife, the hook of my knife rather. Yeah, so we're going to Italy. I'm not sure if both children are coming with us actually, because Kier desperately doesn't want to come. But we're going away for 6 days, I think. So we really want him to come. I'm going to reduce all of this hard edge here now. We will be putting a block on this in a second. I've just been that involved to try to get every little shred of hoof horn away that's not attached. Not detached, not attached. But we haven't got to yet. It's looking pretty good actually. I'm gonna get the block on now. Get this green gloop all over my block, looking beautiful. And get the block into position. We will wrap this. We're going to wrap this up because there is a little bit of dermatitis around this farm and we don't want that ulcer to get infected. These feet are really, really good because they respond super, super quickly to little trims like this, although it's taken absolutely ages. But you see what I mean. One trim and this will be pretty much healed. We'll have to revisit her probably in 4 to 6 weeks just to make sure that everything is forming beautifully and not cracking. But like I said, it will heal up with just one trim. Substantially anyway. Right, let's see if she's walking. Oh. This is how you build up your immune system. Don't do this. I just got a new tattoo there, look. You can see its skull. And you rub cow poo all over it when it's fairly fresh, and that builds up your immune system. That's a joke. Do not do that. I meant to get a video of her walking. I'm sorry. I don't want to disturb her now. She's the 4th cow in. And she's busy eating right now, and I really don't want to disturb her. See how they like dig little holes? That's them looking for all the good parts. I say good parts because what they're being fed is like a composition of about 5 or 6 different ingredients all mixed up. They call it TMR, totally mixed ration. And they hunt out the good bits. So you'll see them throwing the bits they don't like up in the air out of the way. If we keep watching, like, you'll see one of them do it eventually. Or maybe you won't. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to disturb her. She is busy having her lunch, so until we meet again, love. If you did make it all the way to the end of the video, I do really appreciate it. I'd also really appreciate if you joined this community by clicking that subscribe button at the bottom of the video. It is completely free and we would absolutely love to have you. Catch you later, folks. Bye bye. Say bye, boys.
Bye, boys. That was weird.
That was weird.